Hi, Penley. So the full-size Jerry couldn't make it, but mini Jerry, the downloadable iPhone application, is here in her place. And obviously I can't bring you a birthday present, so I thought I would offer you a thought instead. It's a conversational topic, if there's anybody there willing to discuss it with you. Otherwise, just here for your mental present pleasure. This came from an article I was reading in the New Yorker that was like a long article about dreams, and in this article there was a piece about the relationship between dreams and film, and apparently our brains process the two things in the same location. So people describe dreams in filmic terms. They talk about cuts, they talk about pans, dissolves, characters becoming each other, scenes, whatever. There's a certain way that dreams and film are processed in your brain. Similarly, I don't know exactly where it's located. This is not like a neuroscience article, but got me thinking about it, because if they're processed in the same part of the brain, and they're both obviously like a very deeply subconscious, sort of like a root thought process, then why is it that they've been evolving over the last 50 years to become so much faster paced and less epic? Both films and dreams. I didn't know that this has been happening with dreams, but that was part of the article. And of course everyone knows it's been happening with films, it's been happening with commercials, it's been happening with TV. So yeah, so what's that all about? And the first thing that I came up with was kind of interesting, having to do with the combustion engine. So we basically started to move physically much faster 100 years ago or so. You know, reasonably closely preceding the lineage of our thought becoming quick, our thought itself speeding up. So I'm thinking that our brains are actually trying to catch up to the speed that our bodies are moving at. Like if you think about flying in a plane and getting jet lag, and how people say, oh, your brain can't catch up with your body. It's entirely true. But I think that maybe gradually our brains sort of are catching up with our bodies. And that made me think of course, roadkill, because, at the end of the day, everything leads to roadkill. It's like Rome, the Rome of my brain. So roadkill, let's say you're driving down the road and you drive up on a possum. A possum realizes that you're approaching as you're already upon it. It's not going to be able to react. There's no potential for any sort of comprehension, intervention reaction. Possums get run over all the time. Let's say you're driving down the road and you come up on a bunch of blackbirds. The blackbirds see you coming. They are able to comprehend your direction, your speed, and react, get up, fly off, and move. If you see birds flying toward the road, they can see you, react, turn, and move away before you get up on them. They're able to think at a speed that is concurrent with the speed of a vehicle. Now, obviously, an airplane can, run into a flock of geese, as happened in Queens. So the speed of a bird is maybe not quite the speed of an airplane, but, maybe, in another 100 years, the human species will be ahead of the speed of birds, and will be there. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting, that our thought process itself is speeding up. What does that mean? What does that look like in 100 years? Anyway, that's my thought for you. Happy birthday.